I expect Mum will probably come up and order me to get up again.
Do, do,
Do, do, do,
do,
do, do, do, do,
do,
do,
do, do, do,
do,
do,
do, do,
no,
do,
no, 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 no.
And on that note, I'm going to say, do we look like we give a damn? Yes, we do. Hello, everyone, and welcome to this announcement. This hangout is a bit unusual. This isn't a reflection. This is more of a
Announcements.
analysis of our thoughts on the recent announcement that Daniel Craig has officially confirmed that he will be returning for a fifth Bond movie. Yay! Woo!
Woo! Bond 25, yay!
Hey. I'm here today with two new guests that I've never had on this channel before. I'm here with Nicholas Payne and Matthew
Hi.
Moyer. M-O-I-R, Moyer, as in...
I keep calling him Moore, like in Roger Moore, but that's wrong.
I'd love to be related to the late, great Sir Roger Moore, but I'm not.
Oh, yeah, and
Yeah.
actually, we can dedicate this to Sir Roger Moore. Yeah.
Nobody
Yeah.
does it better.
Oh yeah, that's another thing. It was around a few days ago. The Spy Who Loved Me celebrated its 40th anniversary.
7/7/77.
Happy
Yeah.
40th anniversary, Spy Who Loved Me. And
Woo!
I'm just saying, Roger always wants more.
Unless if it's guns.
this-
He
what's
doesn't
this?
like guns.
Is it the first of the anniversary of the Bond films? Because I know You Only Live Twice should be celebrated. I think it should have celebrated its 50th last month. Tomorrow
I
Never Dies probably celebrates its 20th in December,
Yeah.
and Living Daylights at some point celebrates its 30th.
You skipped the Dalton, bruh?
but
You skipped
No, but that's Living Daylights.
nobody cares about Tomorrow Never Dies. No one cares about that.
I like it.
I like it.
Just I can
the
hear
Dine
you
Up
literally
Yes,
roll your eyes.
Film is terrible, but it could be a guilty pleasure. It could be
I like it. I'm not guilty about it. I think it's an alright film.
the story's
Yeah,
terrible.
it's not GoldenEye. It's not GoldenEye. It's not Wolfenstein.
The
it's not Die
story's
Another Day.
terrible, but the thing is, it's Pierce Brosnan. What do you expect?
What are your guys' most overrated Bond movies? Mine probably has to be GoldenEye. I like it, but I don't.
Thunderball, because I hear good.
Yeah, it's
Thunderball
probably
or Doctor No, because actually no, it's Doctor No because I keep seeing lists where it's like top 5, and I'm just like, why? Why? I mean,
halfway up my list.
just because it's
I'd
the
probably
first
say-
doesn't mean it's the best.
I'd probably
Underneath
just-
a mango tree. Like the titles are so weird. Like Three Blind Mice in a Row. Three Blind Mice. They call
Yeah. I agree. Doctor No's not as good. It's just the first one. It's a very good first start.
Yeah, Sean Connery.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah.
But it gets
Oh.
better as it goes. The series gets better as it goes along. Staggers at Thunderball, then comes back.
Yeah.
Staggers again at Diamond, and then does this
Anyway,
start, stop, depending on
we're
which
here
film
for-
you
we're
like
here
from
for
the
Daniel
more.
Craig, not Sean Connery. So, who would like to start and give their thoughts on? We'll do this individually. People can dip in when they can. But who would like to go first and talk about their thoughts about this news? Ladies first.
I might as well go then.
All guys.
I might as well
Okay,
go
good.
then.
Yeah.
I've got the longest hair here. Not saying you have to have long hair to be a woman, but I mean we see Pam Bouvier, so one of the best Bond girls, one of the most underrated. Anyway, so Daniel Craig, he's had good films, bad films, blur, depending on what your views are on Quantum of Solace and Spectre. But
Although Spectre's not as hated as most others.
it's not as hated, but
Yeah.
Rotten Tomatoes thinks it's the worst one by just a smidge. Last time I checked.
What, Spectre?
Worst. When I say worst one, I mean worst Craig film.
Yeah, no, but are you talking about Quantum of Solace or Spectre?
I was speaking about Spectre.
Oh.
Worst one by just a smidge. Like
Oh.
they're so close, but Spectre's slightly worse.
No, it's actually way better in my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, okay, so Daniel Craig returning, it would make sense. I mean, Spectre, he was walking off in the distance. You could say it thematically made sense for it to be his last one, but in all honesty, there is room for one more.
Yes.
You could have said that about Skyfall as well. I think
I think when Skyfall was coming out, he said he was going to do 2 more.
Yeah.
Well,
I heard somewhere that he was
back.
going to do I've heard somewhere he was going to do 8, and he'd done 3, and he was going to do
Ooh.
5 more, and
Yeah.
then he just changed to 2 more.
I think
And then when Spectre came out, I was like hoping, okay, he's got 1 more left. Let's do this.
yeah, I think this is his last one.
Yeah.
Yeah. Unless if
Some
he does
people are
one more.
Some people are
I think
anticipating that.
Press as well. Like the fact that he made the statements about slashing his wrists, which was taken out of context, but
Yeah.
even so, you could tell that he was sort of getting a bit frustrated with some of aspects of the job. So I think he
He
will
might be-
probably bow out after this one,
If
Yeah.
it does come out in 2019, he might be grateful for the break.
which is likely. Yeah, I think you're right. And also, that's probably the reason why his films have had long gaps, so he can have a long break and do other things and then come back.
Yeah.
Because also, people forget too easily that he doesn't just act for the movies; he co-produces them as well. All 4.
Well, he certainly co-produced the last one.
Yeah, he probably will help co-produce the last one. I mean, we don't even have a director yet.
I meant he co-produced Spectre, as in
Yeah,
the
no,
last
but
one.
he says he's done it for all 4 of the movies. He's just not
Really?
been credited until Spectre.
Spectre. Okay.
He actually wrote partially, like, part of Quantum
Yeah.
of Solace,
Yeah,
like,
him
because
and
of the
Mark
writer's
Forster.
strike.
Yeah.
And Michael G. Wilson,
Yeah.
I think.
Also, I did hear. Okay,
yeah,
okay.
good.
To reply to multiple things that have just been said, because like, like I did hear like somewhere that he actually was signed on for 5 films, and I did kind of hear that he might do 2 more after Spectre.
Yeah,
Like
there was the
in
deal.
some places, but 5 films. That's what I've heard. Kind of like how Roger Moore was slated for 4 films plus others if he felt like it.
Yeah.
Tim also
Dalton was 3 originally.
Yeah.
Then,
Lazenby was 7. They had a lot of hopes for him.
I think 8 actually,
I'm up to
including Majesty,
Oh, okay.
and
But
and Connery was 6.
Brosnan was 3
Three.
plus others if he wanted to. Okay.
So it varies.
Yeah.
I like that.
I think
like that
I don't think they should have had an 8. I don't think they should have given Lazenby an 8-film contract.
Oh
even,
no.
Even if he was
Good job he
Connery's
refused. I mean, I felt like if he did Diamonds Are Forever, fine. But no more.
Yeah.
No
Yeah.
more than 2.
I
And
mean, would you guys agree? I kind of like that each actor does a different number of films. Keeps it fresh.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
if Craig does 5, then that keeps it fresh until the next one.
Yeah,
Yeah.
whoever the new guy is.
Yeah. He'll be the 7th one.
probably not like what's his face, Tom Hiddleston, because he's
No.
he's a little too
Yeah,
egotistical for
Bond.
Bond.
I mean, to be honest, I mean, the producers have said he's too smug. They don't want him.
yeah. Barbara Broccoli's just like, nah, mate, no.
He's also
And then she
stupid
like
as Loki.
coaxed in Daniel Craig to do like a musical thing, and
Yeah.
then so he enjoyed working with her, so she can secure him for Bond.
Hmm.
So that's what I heard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because they were desperate to have him back. So it was.
Yeah,
it was
a
very
bit
likely-
like with Connery in Diamonds Are Forever.
Yeah.
it was going to be very likely that Craig would do at least one more. I mean, whether it was the 6th one, we'll see later on. But I think
I heard
did-
someone on Facebook, read someone on Facebook that someone was anticipating him to do up to 7 films.
yeah,
Ooh.
I
One in
can't see
20
that happening.
One in 2019, one in 2021, and one in 2023.
No,
No.
I
I
think,
can't.
or 27.
No, I don't think.
I don't think he'll go to. I think he'll just do 1, maybe 2 more. 2's like unlikely, but
I mean, I
Well,
would,
He
Well,
is
unlike
definitely
his
doing
three.
1 more. We know he's doing
He's
1
def-
more.
he's
I mean,
doing 1 more.
I would love him to carry on for as long as he could, but obviously, realistically,
Yeah.
1 is probably going to be the likely outcome here.
Yeah, he's 50 next year, so
Yeah,
he won't be
Yeah.
Roger Moore, A View to a Kill age. He was nearly 60. He would have been 60 if he did Living Daylights.
yeah.
Mm.
He'll do it
But-
as long as he can physically do it.
But he's. I think if they do go for another actor, they probably would aim for someone who's in their 30s, early 30s,
Henry
like
Cavill.
Lazenby.
But
Yeah.
no, I don't want to see Superman as James Bond, especially if it's the Superman that was in.
He's not really a
That
good actor.
film. I mean, I've heard that he was good in like the film that people say, he could
The
be Bond.
Man
He's a
from
spy
U.N.C.L.E.
in this film.
Man from Uncle.
Yeah, Man from Uncle. Yeah, that's it.
I mean,
I think Mark Strong could be okay.
yeah, I think he's too much of a Londoner. Like I don't think he's like the gentleman, the English gentleman.
Do you think he'd be better as M if Ray
he'd be
Fiennes
better as a
decided to
villain.
step down?
Mark Strong plays villains really well. I think he's
Yeah.
a better.
He was good in Sherlock Holmes.
Idris Elba. My same thoughts as Idris Elba. Idris Elba is not Bond. For one thing, he's too old for it. And
Yeah,
so-
that's my reason for not wanting him as Bond.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
and also
Fleming never imagined Bond as a black man. It's
What?
nothing racist. You know, it's not the way
Yeah.
it was imagined. And I think
if they rebooted it again, if they rebooted it again and recast, that'd be okay. But I do not want another reboot. And also, they'd have to
No.
recast another black guy afterwards or reboot it again.
yeah.
Yeah.
And we've already had one reboot. Let's just keep
Yeah.
this timeline.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I
I do
honestly
not want another reboot.
Would you
Just
would you
yet.
say that Elba would be good as a Bond villain?
Yeah,
Yes, definitely.
Yeah, I'd cast him as a villain.
yeah. He could be the new Blofeld. 'Cause it would work with with plastic surgery and stuff.
I don't
Like-
think plastic surgery has advanced for you to be trans race. Like, you know.
Well, I don't think he's Japanese.
I don't think Sean Connery's Japanese, but seems to fit.
But it was still Sean Connery as a Japanese, attempted Japanese man.
Sean Connery in yellowface. That's what it is.
But Blofeld kept changing the actors.
Yeah, but Blofeld was. I mean, I tried to explain it away that he
Yeah,
had
Diamond.
surgery, and then the whole cloning thing. Whatever happened there? And he looks like that guy from You Only Live Twice because
Do you think
he
that
took the body and used that for his
Yeah.
cloning. I don't know.
Matthew?
Yeah.
Do you think that Waltz should return as Blofeld for Bond 25?
Yeah, I feel like it would be such a waste to not use him again.
Yeah, at
But
least-
I want the people making it to realize that casting Christoph Waltz as a villain, you need to actually make him a villain rather than just like write villain all over the script and then get Christoph Waltz to act it. Because the reason why Christoph Waltz makes a good villain, from what I've heard, I've not really seen him in anything else other than Spectre and Tarzan, which the same problems apply to both. You can't really say, oh, make Christoph Waltz a villain. Like, he's a good villain because the people making the film write him as a good villain and he performs that well. If you don't write him as a good villain and just expect him to be a great villain, then you're not doing your job properly. Be a good filmmaker, make Skyfall 2 Skyfall harder.
I don't think
Especially hard.
I don't think anything's going to top Skyfall just anytime soon.
No, I
I think,
don't think
I'm kind of at the moment. I'm on even Stevens with both Skyfall and Spectre. I guess because both of them were done by Sam Mendes. I have a lot
Yeah.
of love for both of them. I don't
I don't-
know if Bond 25 will be as good as them, but
yeah, I don't
unless
expect-
if Christopher Nolan directed it, which
Maybe.
I doubt
Yeah.
will happen.
or Quentin Tarantino, which is even less likely.
Yeah,
He was originally going to do Casino Royale,
Oh yeah.
but then he dropped out when they did changes and they didn't make it how he wanted. Which is
I
kind
don't
of good,
think
but kind of
that
not so good.
Tarantino is the right director. I think his vision is too out there. They need somebody who,
If they made a Bond parody, then yeah, maybe.
yeah,
No, I
they
don't
need
know.
somebody like Sam Mendes who has knowledge of the series, who has a great vision, and who could actually,
Yeah.
on that level, like Sam Mendes did. I'm not.
Or Christopher Nolan, perhaps, because The Dark
Yeah.
Knight has very Bond-like elements, like the whole thing where Dent was in the truck. That kind of reminds you of License to Kill a bit.
Oh, yeah.
And there was also that bit from The Dark Knight Rises where there was a whole plane stunt similar to the one in License to... Does Christopher Nolan really like License to Kill or what?
Maybe.
And he's got good visions. Well, I've only seen one of his films again, but everyone loves his films.
Well, I've only seen the Dark Knight trilogies. So,
I
might
want to see Dunkirk, actually. I
might
kind of
wait
want to
till
see it. I kind of want to see Dunkirk, and plus my dad likes war films, so I'll
We've got
probably
Interstellar
go.
and we've got Inception and Interstellar, but we haven't seen them yet.
Nolan. He's worth a lot, though, isn't he? He's quite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then again,
So he does want to do
he
it.
does make some of the best films of all time.
He has made some
Well,
very good
yeah.
films.
Like
I just
Watch
don't want it to
Mojo. If
play
Watch
out.
Mojo is anything, then they know what they're talking about, I guess. And Dark Knight is on their top 10 best films of all time.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll probably choose somebody unknown, kind of like Sam Mendes. But I mean, we shall see. We shall see what happens. But,
Yeah. There was talk that if Tom Hiddleston was Bond, then the director of The Night Manager would be on board. And she would be the first female director.
I heard they were going to go for a female director as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A female director could work.
It could still be her. Can't remember her name. I think it was Suzanne something.
Yeah,
It could still be her even if it's not Tom.
I heard about that. Yeah.
I feel like if just as long as the director has an understanding of Bond, that's all you need,
Mm.
male or female. Yeah, if you're all I want to see in a Bond film is a good film, and a nice title sequence with a good song.
Yeah, speaking of which, they're rumored that Adele is coming back. Not
Yeah.
but rumored.
Yeah.
I have no objections to anyone coming back because there's a certain
Shirley Bassey came back twice.
yes, there's a certain Welsh lady that sang 3 Bond songs, nearly 4, but they decided to make a bad song instead. Quantum of Solace.
Yeah.
But yeah, if Adele comes back, fine.
Skyfall's one of the most popular.
Yeah, it's literally one of the best Bond songs of all time.
Yeah.
So far, best of this decade, because
Yeah.
as much as I do like Sam Smith as a singer, just not love, he's all right. Writings on the Wall is easily my least favorite song that he's done ever that I've heard. Maybe he's done worse one and I've removed it from my memory,
I've
but
not heard it yet. Yeah.
But,
I like Writings on the Wall, but my mum absolutely hates it.
It's just when he goes to the high notes, when he goes,
Yeah.
if I risk it all.
It's also I'd also say it's the least Bondy of any of the songs, which is fine. But
well, yes and no. The orchestration is very Bond, but
yeah.
it's a ballad.
for the rest of it,
It's just a ballad. Yeah.
yeah. It's also the 5th one to be used in a title sequence, not to have the title of the film, apart from the James Bond theme.
Of course.
I mean, actually, speaking of that, what do you think the next one will be called? Because obviously we won't get the announcement until probably later in the year.
I expect the new one's going to have a brand new title. They don't seem to be wanting to use the last 4 short story titles from the books, nor any unreleased ones.
Yeah, I mean,
Unless they decide to call it Rizzico.
Yeah, I'd say Rizzico is one of the rumored titles for Bond 24.
Why is the short story called Rizzico?
I don't know.
Because it sounds like something where it's like, oh, it's a guy called Mr. Rizzico or something like that.
Then again,
No, actually, the plot is actually similar to the stuff in For Your Eyes Only concerning Columbus, and Christatos. It's actually, the fight in the warehouse that they have in For Your Eyes Only.
Yeah.
The film.
No, I don't recall. I haven't seen it.
The part of the story is the fight in the warehouse. Bond meets Christatos. He goes on the trial of Columbo, not the detective, the character Columbo. He then finds Columbo. Columbo tells him what really happens, persuades him to come along to a fight at a raid at the warehouse. Bond goes along. He finds Christatos helping the Russians or something. That's what he is in the film, and he kills Christatos. Not too later on, him or Columbo or someone.
It was Columbo. It wasn't Bond.
Yeah,
Bond.
So
I don't think Bond.
I meant in the short story, not in the film.
Okay.
I'm not sure. Probably Bond or Columbo. It was someone.
In the film, it was Columbo.
In the film, it was Columbo. It's a bit longer. They merged For Your Eyes Only and
crap villain
and Rizzico into that film, and sort of Octopussy and Property of a Lady into Octopussy. If Octopussy was pretty much the back story for Octopussy.
Well, I heard that
herself.
Timothy Dalton's third Bond movie, had it been made, would have been Property of a Lady.
Yeah,
it would have been called that,
was
but it would have been like a very early draft of GoldenEye, essentially.
I think
Well-
there was another story that
Well,
had been on
GoldenEye.
MI6 headquarters. On MI6 headquarters, there's a story draft for a story called A Whisper from Hell that was intended to be Dalton's third film, due for the summer of 1991.
Mm.
Yeah, but then
That was pretty much an early draft, and then they kept rewriting it until they got to the 1994 one, which was pretty much the basis for GoldenEye, or what would become GoldenEye.
and then Dalton turned it down.
Yeah,
Because he was tired of waiting.
yeah.
Yeah.
And then
I think
we got
Dalton
Pierce
was in
Brosnan.
GoldenEye.
That depends on your definition of safe sex.
To be honest, that is probably like Brosnan's best performance.
Yeah,
GoldenEye.
say much.
It does a good job in Walton enough. They usually, by the third film, they usually have the hang of it, and then it's after the third one they start to deteriorate in performance.
Last two.
So Connery was great in Goldfinger, but after Thunderball he started to go down.
I mean, with
And-
Roger Moore, I feel like
Yeah.
his best performances were after The Spy Who Loved Me. I mean, he was great in The Spy Who
Yeah.
Loved Me, but then, okay, in Moonraker, yeah, it was camp, but still, he's
It was
still,
fun.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
In The Spy Who
Yeah.
Loved Me, he was perfect. Not Spy Who Loved
Yeah.
Me. That's not what I was thinking of. I just said that.
Whereas only?
Yeah, For Your Eyes Only. Similar titles. He was great in Octopussy, and he was really old in A View to a Kill.
View to a Kill.
Yeah, no thanks. No thanks.
The facelift.
No thanks. I do not want an old man having sex with Grace Jones. Thank you very much.
I've been
Or
waiting
Tanya Roberts.
to take care of me personally.
And then Timothy Dalton came along and was a bit of a fresh air, to be honest.
Yeah.
And also taking the films back into the darker direction.
Yeah, The Living Daylights is one
Which
of my
was-
favorites, apart from
Yeah, it's one of
Miriam
my-
DeBow. She looks pretty, but then again, so did
So do all of them.
Leah Seydoux. Yeah, they all look pretty.
I mean, to be fair, The Living Daylights is awesome. I just think the villains are crap.
Yeah, the villains
yeah.
are crap, but
Take the villains from A View to a Kill and put them in Living Daylight.
Who even remembers Brad Whitaker? He's so terrible.
Well, because he came. Well, maybe some people because of the actor's return in the Brosnan films as a different character,
yeah, no, but I mean,
like Charles Gray.
from The Living Daylights, nobody would remember Brad.
I remember him simply because of his terribleness.
I remember him because I loved the film, and he was there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably, what was his name? Oh, fucking Costco. Yeah, he was worse, I think.
He was less
basically
memorable
the main
though.
villain.
He was less memorable
Yeah.
though.
I think the most
Although
memorable was Necros, because he did more to do.
I think Koskov is one of the only villains to actually survive the Bond film.
Yes,
Yeah, like
apart from Blofeld prior to his death,
yeah, and even Blofeld now.
and even Blofeld now.
I mean, can you count Jaws? He's not really a main villain,
He's a
and
head-
Henchman.
No,
who had his redemption after he found his girlfriend, who may or may not have had braces. Ooh, Mandela effect. But yeah.
I don't think many main ones have survived.
No, we will
No.
not list them because that's over 20. That's about 25 people.
It's about 24 at least.
Going back to the news,
One for each
we're
one.
digressing a
The
little bit.
news,
Yeah.
Newsy News, Bond News, Bond News, Adele News, Bond News, Daniel Craig News. Anyway, back to that. I'll have a drink right now. Why are we all silent? Surely
I don't
me
know.
drinking is less.
Watch the birdie, you bastard.
Oh, yeah. Shall I go next?
Yeah,
Yeah.
go on. If he's got
Okay, I was really hoping Daniel Craig would come back because I really like him and Ron Hazards. I sound like a small kid just reading something out for some reason.
I
Yeah,
really like how Daniel Craig is returning. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Who's Daniel Craig?
I had a guy at my school called Daniel Craig. Everyone kept calling him James Bond.
I wonder why.
Because they misread his name as James Bond, because they spelt it really horribly in like the school magazine.
Did he look like
To be honest, my surname has been spelt wrong. It's been spelled Moyer.
Ooh. My sister's first name keeps getting misspelt. It's Nimamh, and some people put it down as Neve. And
To be honest, I can
there was a
see
P
why.
in it. Yeah.
Wait, a P?
Yeah, someone, I think it was a typo, put Niamhph. Not Niamph.
So that basically reads as nymph.
Yeah.
Anyway, sorry, you were saying, Nick, about Daniel Craig.
Yeah, I like Daniel Craig. He's one of the great Bonds, and I was hoping he'd do another one.
Oh.
So, yeah. So,
Oh,
I'm glad he's coming back at least for one more.
To be honest,
And
all
also
Bonds are
they-
great.
And they're also, you know how they're busy trying to work out who the next Doctor is? Well, ooh, it's going to be so-and-so.
It's gonna be Chris Marshall. It's gonna be what's her face, because the small
Weller-Bridge.
details that don't mean anything. We're analysing that to say that the next Doctor's gonna be a woman. Sorry, I
Well-
saw a video where it's like, ooh, the next Doctor's gonna be a woman because the Doctor said, "I will not change," and then like the whole thing about Bill saying that she's into women her own age.
Yeah.
Saying
Yeah.
that's
Well-
proof. No, it's not.
Yeah.
You can see where it's going.
Well, so this is it's pretty much having a similar thing with Bond, except it started pretty much not too long after Spectre's release, and that was before anyone knew if the people were wondering if Daniel Craig was coming back or not. People were already going on about it, I think.
Yeah.
And they're still going on about it. There's still a shortlist, even though Daniel Craig is confirmed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still a shortlist for the next one.
I think it's going to be
We probably
famous
won't-
British movie actor here, because
Yeah.
all the Bonds were famous before they were famous in terms of movies before they became Bond.
Yeah, although Craig was relatively...
Yeah.
He'd only been in, like, Tomb
Really?
Raider.
Yeah,
Road
but
to-
like
And the what was it? It was the drug word.
Layer Cake.
Yeah,
That was
Uh,
what made them choose him as Bond.
yeah. But Moore and Brosnan were famous for their TV,
Yeah.
which makes
And
sense.
Dalton
Get a
Theatre.
famous British actor, but not too famous. TV actor, you
Yeah.
know.
Oh no, bro.
Yeah. And Dalton was well known for theatre.
To be or not to be.
Yes, and also Connery did a few films beforehand. He was in a Disney film a few years before Doctor No. Not an animated
film
one, a
was
live
it?
action. Sorry,
What film was it?
I'm not sure, but it had this kind of haunted ghost thing, and he was
Oh, I
singing. I can't remember
know
what
which
it
one you
was.
mean. Yeah, I don't.
50,
Yeah, I've seen a
1959.
clip of it.
Sorry.
I know which one you mean, but I've seen a brief clip of it.
Yeah, I've seen some clips, but I don't know. He sings in it, and came out in 1959. And there was this kind of ghost spectre thing. In the Nostalgia Critics' scariest moments, the ghosty thing is his number one, and he mentions Sean Connery singing, and there's a clip of it. And he also does this Disney December on the film. Not sure what it is, but certainly I looked it up. It certainly came out in 1959, I think, and it was in colour. And the girl's
Do
voice
you have
was
any other
dubbed.
thoughts on the news?
Yeah, I'm just glad he's coming back. I was hoping he was. I don't think he'll be back for the next one. I think everyone's hoping at least one more.
Well, you won't be back for
Possibly
Bond
another.
26, you mean?
Yeah,
Because he's going to be in the next one, but not the one
yeah.
after.
I think because he turned down the Sony deal, I think everyone was like, okay, hopefully he'll do one more, even if it's unlikely he'll do any more afterwards.
Mhm.
Yeah, I
So-
think this is pretty much it.
Yeah, I think this unless Craig says no, I'd like to come back for another or one or two,
Yeah.
then
Which I doubt.
which I doubt. This one is probably going to be designed to be the last one, like the ending of Spectre was.
I mean, if they know during production that it will be his last one, he'll tell them, and then they can market it as his last one in the trailers, and that will hopefully bring more of an audience to see it. I mean, I think
I
Spectre.
don't think it'll certainly be well known.
Yeah, no, I mean it might make more money than Spectre that way, but who knows? I mean, Spectre did well,
not as much as Skyfall.
like 800 million, I think, at the box office.
Yeah,
Skyfall got over $1 billion, didn't it?
Yeah, Skyfall was like the highest-grossing Bond movie ever, or so far.
Yeah, it was this. I think was it the second highest grossing of 2012 after the Avengers?
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
I know Twilight Breaking Dawn Part 2 was sick because Troby, Mr. TARDIS Reviews, mentioned it.
No one cares about Twilight.
Worst
Nobody
list,
cares about Twilight.
Yeah.
Even I am like, the book's not perfect.
James Bond, I promise to love you forever.
I've not watched any of them. I don't care for them.
I've watched
You
the
guys?
first four. They're not great.
I stopped watching the first Twilight film. I was hopeful because I was like, I kind of liked the book apart from the end, which was really boring. It was kind of alright. Then I watched it, and I was like, no. The thing is, I forgot that he sparkled in the book. If he sparkled in the
Why
book.
in that did vampires glitter and sparkle in the sun?
I don't know.
Speaking of vampires, Castlevania is a series on Netflix, and it is good. Gory, but good. I recommend watching it if you like anime. If you don't,
I've got a
then
few friends who
crucify
do.
me. Blair.
No, it's alright. I've got a few friends who do. A couple of friends at college.
Anyway, so can I mention something about my theory on what Spectre is pretty much going to be? Well, what it was. What's a setup for? So I've got this theory that Spectre is a spiritual successor to On Her Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah.
The film.
Yes.
Yeah. Because first of all, of course, Blofeld is in it.
Yeah.
I mean.
Yeah.
But the film was a very close adaptation to the book, and the book was the first confrontation of Bond and Blofeld.
Yeah.
Second thing, there was in the trailers they used a certain song which was the On Her Majesty's Secret Service opening theme. Dur, 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 a slower, more bombastic version.
Okay.
But it was still that.
Dun,
Actually,
dun,
that's
dun,
funny you say that.
dun.
In the trailer for Spectre, they used the theme, a version of On Her Majesty's Secret.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
So that's kind of supporting my theory. Also, I'm pretty sure there's a deleted scene. I think there's a deleted scene where Daniel Craig, his Bond says, "We've got all the time in the world."
Yes, that
Gee, I wonder what film uses that.
what book used that.
Yeah.
And that wasn't a film.
Also,
And that was the
note
song.
how this Spectre is the only film where James Bond gets to bed a lady at the end.
Since Die Another Day.
Since Die Another Day, but the only Craig film. I mean,
Yes.
because Vesper died.
No, actually, in Quantum of Solace, he beds Fields.
I think he meant at the
He
end.
beds Field, but I mean at the end, the main Bond girl, and
he
at
beds
the
them
end,
all, but
Yeah,
not
he
all
bed-
of them, but
well, not the main Bond girl from Quantum of Solace. He beds
no,
Fields.
he beds most of them.
Yeah,
he
but
beds Sabrine in Skyfall.
he does not bed.
Her at the end.
The
Doesn't
main,
bed them,
I forgot her name. James Bond Wiki is my friend.
I think Severin is the main Bond girl of Skyfall because it's technically M, but if she doesn't count,
Oh.
then you've also got
M.
then
That's
then you've
disgusting.
and then you've got Eve, who's Moneypenny,
Moneypenny.
who also doesn't count.
I
No,
mean,
he
they
did
spent
bed
a romantic night, but they didn't bed each other.
Yeah.
So what
Yes, that's
was
the theory.
her name from Quantum of Solace?
Camille, I
Yes,
think it
you
is.
see, same time. Yeah, it's Camille. He didn't bed Camille.
No, at all.
No.
They just kissed once. I think
Yeah,
she kissed him on the head or
yeah.
something.
She like
Or lip.
No, no,
buggered off
no.
before she caught one of Bond's notorious STDs.
Wish I could
That
say-
he probably has.
Wait. There's another meaning to that line now when she says, "I wish I could set you free." She means from all the STDs.
We are mature.
At that stage,
Yeah.
he probably hasn't done it as much as, say, Roger Moore in Spy Who Loved Me. Because by then he's done 2 films, but in Quantum of Solace, Daniel Craig's done 2.
Well, Roger Moore's probably done.
Sorry,
Actually,
Roger
was
Moore
it
did
Roger
10.
Moore or Pierce Brosnan that did the most bedding?
Roger
I'm
Moore.
not sure. I think Pierce Brosnan had the most kills.
Yeah,
I think.
because he was violent.
Yeah.
He was a violent Bond, even though
Although
I
Daniel
could not
Craig's not
buy the
finished.
fact that. I mean, yeah, maybe Daniel Craig.
Well,
I mean,
if the Brosnan films are more action based, then it's actually quite easy to understand. If Dalton had a few more, maybe his one would have been the most.
yeah.
Moore didn't actually have that many, despite having the most number of films.
Then again, Moore's Bond, I can't really buy him being a killer.
Oh,
I can buy him
never.
being a gentleman, but
Yeah.
I mean, unless
Connery,
if
I think, did more.
unless if it's For Your Eyes Only, which I can buy him being a spy that kills when he has to.
Yeah, he actually does his most coldest kill since Doctor No in that one.
Yeah, like
Only to be
kicks the
topped by,
car
like,
down.
Only to be topped by License to Kill. Only to be topped by GoldenEye. Not GoldenEye. World's Not Enough.
Go.
Only to be topped doubly in Casino Royale. In fact, topped in Casino Royale and then topped about 30 seconds later. Maybe 15.
Yeah,
And
but
only to be topped again 5 seconds.
so it's been topped a lot
Yeah.
since. But as of then,
Actually, no.
coldest.
Actually, no. This when he did manage to kill Fisher, not the drowning. After when he shoots him, that wasn't his kill. Was what he did to the other guy. No, I'm taking that back. What's his name? The one he confronted was his
In which
coldest
film?
kill. Casino Royale.
This is a lot. There's a lot of kills in Casino Royale.
Nick, who you
The
asking?
first, it's the guy who he meets in Czechoslovakia.
The black guy.
Yeah.
Oh, Steve Abano.
No, not the black guy. The guy in Czechoslovakia. The other guy was Fish. Was it Fish? Or was Fisher the guy in Czechoslovakia?
Is this Casino
Not
Royale?
Czechoslovakia.
Right,
Czechoslovakia.
going to the wiki page for Casino
No,
Royale.
wait. Is this Casino Royale?
Yeah,
Did you delete-
2006. He tries to drown a guy in Pakistan. He thinks he does it. It then cuts to him killing the guy in Czech Republic. That's his coldest kill, and then we see him shoot the guy who he failed to drown.
Okay, I'm gonna.
And I said that the drowning topped Walter Not Enough. Then the shooting killed the other guy topped that, and then him shooting the guy who he failed to drown topped that. And now I'm taking
Wait. In the pre-title sequence, the person who tried to
Yeah.
drown, which
he
led
tried to
into
drown.
the gun barrel, which led into the title sequence.
Which was awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
with mainly
Well,
because
that's
of the
good.
music. Rest in peace, Chris
Yeah.
Cornell.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the title looked really good.
Chris
Yeah,
Cornell
Casino
hits
Royale-
me harder than Roger Moore, in all honesty, mainly because of the way he went out.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mm,
I would say Casino Royale's got the 2 coldest kills of the franchise.
yeah.
Then maybe World's Not Enough. Then License. Then For Your Eyes Only. Then Doctor No.
Well,
And then whatever.
I don't know about License to Kill having the coldest kills. It's got the most gruesome
It was-
and
I
the
watched
warmest kill. It's got the
Yeah.
hottest kill, mainly because the whole lighter, Felix
Yeah.
Leiter is lighter.
Yeah, I'm talking
Yeah.
about the guy who he fed to the shark.
You took the words right out of my mouth.
You earned it. You keep it. Oh, buddy.
That line, yes.
It was that scene. Killer Phil's
So
the
what's with
character.
the ninjas
This
in that?
was. I watched the video on the coldest kills of each Bond except Lazenby, although Dalton's not Dalton.
I mean,
Craig's 2 probably made
Lazenby
up for it.
didn't really have that cold of kills. He had a gruesome
No.
kill. And again, every
Yeah.
Bond has a gruesome kill.
I think the most coldest was him mowing down a guy on his way, sliding down the slope, on his way into the base, near towards the end.
That was the
Machine
most
gun, he's
gruesome.
yeah.
Like
I
the
thought most
one.
gruesome was something else.
Then again, the most gruesome kills from each Bond involve grinding them up until they're red sludge.
Yeah.
Like, On Her Majesty's Secret Service, License to Kill.
There you go, mate.
Tomorrow Never
You're
Dies.
fine and dead. See ya.
It's surprising that in the Doctor Who story Seeds of Doom, someone becomes fertilizer by falling into a grinding machine, and that's a U rate. And that story's a U. The DVD.
I need to
PG,
watch the
but,
Seeds of Doom now.
Yeah, but the story's a U.
Yeah.
And License to Kill does a similar thing, and it's a 15.
Probably because of everything else that happens in License to Kill.
Probably.
Maybe because of all the swearing.
It's not that bad in
Fuck
swearing.
you, old buddy.
I think if they had quite a lot of swearing, it might be an 18. I heard it was almost an 18.
No, they wouldn't go that far.
No, Bond wouldn't
They
be
went
18.
pretty far.
They went far.
I mean, the
And again in Casino.
beginning with Loopy.
The thing is, they tried to make it a PG-13 for American audiences, but then they went a little too far that it was nearly an R. I don't think they got what PG-13 was at that time.
No.
Mm.
Yeah, because they wanted to be a bit like the American action movies. I
Yeah.
think, and they were
It was,
mostly R.
it
At
was
the
like
time.
James Bond meets Miami Vice.
Yeah. The one I haven't seen it, but the one I compare it to mostly is Lethal Weapon, because that's the one I've heard most comparisons to.
Mm.
Die Hard would probably also compete with one. I think both of those were R. Yeah, both of those were R. I think Lethal Weapon was 18, but I think it's now 15. And Die Hard certainly still is an 18.
Mm.
And License to Kill was PG-13, and it's a 15 over here.
Yeah.
Mm.
And I think the Ultimate Edition is R over in America, or nearly an R, because there were some bits cut that got back into the Ultimate Edition. And if you've got the Blu-rays, you probably have the, and Ollie, your dad, on the Ultimate Edition DVDs, you probably got the extended one.
Well, I didn't know there was an extended.
Not extended, the uncut version. The scenes are added back in.
the same thing.
Yeah, but I've got the special
version
edition
I've
and
got-
the VHS, so I've got some keen.
As I was saying, the version I've got on Blu-ray, it adds up to 2 hours 13 minutes, so it's long. It's quite.
Yeah. Yeah, that was the thing at the Spider-Man today. Spider-Man Homecoming.
Anyway, let's stop digressing for a moment.
Yeah.
So, is there anything else you want to say about Daniel Craig, Nick?
I think he's my third favorite. I think I would say Brosnan's my favorite, but Dalton's probably the best.
Mm.
I'm kind of between those two. Then I'd probably go with Craig and Connery, then Moore, than Lazenby.
Fair enough.
So I'm glad Craig's coming back.
125.
Oh, I'm looking forward to it. Bond 25 will be my most anticipated movie of whatever year it comes out, whether it's next year or
Same.
2018.
Um,
It'll be higher than the Avengers films. It'll be higher than Star Wars.
Ooh.
It'd be higher than any.
I
film,
mean,
to be honest.
unless if it's coming out in 2019, in which case Star Wars Episode 9. Then again, Star Wars is like that kind of like film franchise where you anticipate every like main release.
To be fair, if it comes
Yeah.
out the same year as Star Wars, like it will come out like a couple of months before Star Wars comes out.
I think it's going to come out if it starts filming next year and it's going to come out in 2019. I think it'll come out February.
No, I can't
2019,
see
so-
February.
It won't do February because not
Maybe
many films
it's
would
coming-
do that. Unless if you're a superhero making
yeah.
thing, then you wouldn't do that.
Released, I think, in summer or in the autumn. That's my
Hmm.
assumption.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think it would do April, May because Disney are going to try and top themselves in May because they've got Avengers 4 coming out in April in the UK and May in the US, and then they've got Star Wars Episode 9 planned for May in both countries. So if Bond was going to come out anytime after March, then it would but before the autumn, it would probably have to be the summer to avoid that, because those two films, Avengers 4 and Star Wars Episode 9, will be two of the highest grossing films of the year. Probably the two highest. If it comes out 2018, it'd probably replace Han Solo as the Christmas film.
Yeah.
It'd be the high grabbing in the last bits of Christmas money.
Yeah.
Christmas blockbuster.
Because the Han Solo film seems to be
And
having a lot of trouble at the moment with
Although
switching
that might be
directors.
Yeah.
Yeah, but unlike the Flash, they've actually been able to film most of it.
Yeah.
So I think they might just get their May 2018 release date. If not, they'll just push it back to this.
No, it's going to be
Probably the
December,
summer.
I reckon.
Sorry.
I think it's going to be December. But I mean,
Mm.
at least going back to Bond, at least we're all in agreement that Daniel Craig's decision to return was right, and that yeah. Hopefully,
We're happy about it.
It could have ended in Spectre,
it could have done. Yeah.
Which
I'm,
I
but
would have been
it
okay
didn't
with it,
need
because-
to.
No,
I'm really glad.
I would have been okay if it did end with Spectre, because I think Spectre is probably the best of the final Bond films. If you have a look at the records,
Well,
they're not
even
the
though it's
most
not
popular
Bond
films,
film.
are they? I think the
Mhm.
most well received was probably You Only Live Twice, and then Connery came back.
I
and then after
mean,
that, the most
I
well-received-
mean, On Her Majesty's
probably
Secret
License.
Service was technically Lazenby's last film, but also his first
Yeah.
film, but also his only
It-
film,
Yeah.
and also his
On Her Majesty's-
best and worst and film.
everything else. Majesty's Secret Service is kind of the best by default.
Has the best Bond
The
girl.
fact it's also the fact it's his first one. So if you ignore Lazenby and You Only Live Twice, then you've got Diamonds Are Forever, A View to a Kill,
Fucking
License to Kill, and Die Another Day.
So many killing.
And
Yeah.
I think the best out of that lot is probably License.
Yeah, agreed.
So, but not many people enjoy License, although I think most people, as after Majesty's Secret Service and maybe You Only Live Twice, would probably consider that one the better of the remaining. Although Spectre was a pretty great one as well, if that had been the last one.
Yeah, I
Right.
mean,
So hopefully, if this is going to be confirmed to be Craig's last one, then they're hopefully going to make it the best one possible.
Yeah, I hope so.
At least try to.
Yeah, I kind of wish
also,
Sam Mendes had stayed to direct, but at the same time, it would be interesting to see a new director and see
yeah.
Yeah.
what they'll do.
I mean, I did feel like in Spectre, after I watched all of Daniel Craig's films, something needed to. There needs to be one more film just for Bond's character. I mean, the film seemed to end, but his character arc didn't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's what I feel.
I think they were thinking they still have him for one more,
Yeah.
and that's why they did
Yeah.
that.
I like that they've connected all of his films, and obviously this new one is going to follow in the same pattern. It's going to be linked to all five. Well,
Yeah.
the first four movies.
Yeah.
Yeah. Also, if Sam Mendes does direct this one, if
Yeah.
the film begins with an S, we can have the S trilogy.
Yeah.
Like Skyfall, Spectre, and maybe Shatterhand if Blofeld also returns. Like I heard
Oh, didn't know.
because he's referred to that in You Only Live Twice, the novel, I think.
Oh yeah.
Shatterhand.
Dr. Shatterhand.
Yes, that if,
Yeah.
if that's the name of the film, then that could work.
Yeah,
Is
because
that a rumored title, Shatterhand?
We've had Octopussy. We can't go lower than that
Lol.
as a title.
It
I
should
mean-
have the word pussy.
Octopussy was a short story title. Actually, you can go lower. 007 in New York.
Okay, we've got Craig's films. Okay, so we've got Casino Royale. Yeah. Origin story. Common of Solace. Stupid title, but let's try to make it work, but fail.
Kind of does make
Skyfall.
it with the
Yep,
story.
Skyfall will work.
Work.
Spectre. Self-explanatory. What should we name his last film? 007 in New York. Everyone will go and see it. Everyone will love it. It's going to be the best
That
Bond
sounds like
film.
the title of a Bond parody rather than a Bond film.
Yeah. But guess what? It's one of the official Bond titles
Secretly,
in the short stories.
Okay. It's okay. There will be a Bond parody, right, called 007 in New York, but it's gonna be a remake of Thunderball with Sean Connery returning again, and produced by
Bring up.
Kevin McClory, even though he's dead.
Dead.
I don't care. He's still gonna do it
Lol.
somehow.
Well, aside from Rizzico and 007 New York, the other titles they can use is The Property of a Lady and
The
The Hildebrand Rarity,
Yeah.
and also Murder on Wheels is an unreleased one, but it was used in Trigger Mortis, the book. I've got
They-
Or
they-
can just
They
create their own
could use titles from the non-Fleming books if they bought
Yeah.
the rights to the title.
I think Ian Fleming Publications owned the rights to all of the books. So yes, there was rumors that there was someone interested in making young Bond films.
I'd rather if Young Bond was like, I don't know, like either a TV series or like Big Finish decided to like buy the rights and make that.
There is another title. There was a rumor that Spectre would have been called Devil May Care, which is like not sort of like a spin-off novel, which was meant to take place after The Man with the Golden Gun. I was convinced that Bond 24 was going to be called that, so they could do that. They could call it Devil May Care. But I think Risico is the most likely of the bunch. If not, then it's going to be one that they invent themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel like Shatterhand might happen, maybe, if Blofeld returns. And if Blofeld's going to return, they're probably going to get Christoph Waltz.
Yeah. But if he doesn't return, it would make sense.
Christoph Waltz did say he would return for 2 more films if Daniel Craig returned. I took that as if Daniel Craig returned for 1 film, but Christoph Waltz may have just been saying, if Daniel Craig returns, then I'll return. If he returns again, I'll return. If he returns again after that, I won't. I think that's what he meant.
I'm pretty sure there was truth in what he said. I'm sure he will come back. It'd be silly to introduce Blofeld in Spectre and not have him come back.
Recast him.
Yeah.
Seeing as how they care about continuity now, seeing as how Felix Leiter is played by what's his face.
Jeffrey Wright.
I literally have Casino Royale open in another tab. Why did I not check?
I mean,
anyway, and Jeffrey Wright did say he has interest in returning if
he does return. I can bet that we'll see a prison escape scene at some point.
Yeah, I think
we have the one blood test like Daniel Craig did in Skyfall.
Yeah. I mean,
what did Daniel Craig do in Skyfall?
Had the 1 word test.
Oh yeah, that one.
Bitch.
Skyfall done.
I want to see Emma Bunt in the next one.
Mm.
She was in 2 of the books, plus also that short story I mentioned.
Oh, she was in a film, wasn't she? Which film was it?
Yeah, she was in Majesty's Secret Service.
Yeah, I wouldn't mind seeing
But the actress passed away before, I think after the film came out.
Yeah. That's one
of
the reasons they... wait, she was recast?
She was not recast.
Was
in Diamonds.
I'm guessing they thought that On Her Majesty's Secret Service was a failure at the time, so they wanted to remove it from Bond canon, essentially.
They never introduced their character again.
No.
Yeah.
And she didn't come back for
you guys think that the Bond 25 will be dedicated to Roger Moore?
Yes.
Probably.
Even if it's 2 years after his death, they'll put some sort of dedication out.
Yeah.
Also,
and they dedicated GoldenEye to Derek Meddings.
Yeah.
And Tomorrow Never Dies to Albert R. Broccoli.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's been a few others in dedication.
Do you think we'll get another Judi Dench cameo, or do you think that's it?
I think it would be stretching it if she had another cameo, just saying, "Oh, I recorded another thing just in case anything regarding the plot of this movie happened." Yeah.
I think Spectre was a nice one. I think it was a nice, wow, I didn't expect that moment.
Yeah, you weren't expecting that.
And she like Moneypenny said, she never let death get in the way of her work.
No, that was what Bond said.
And it also played into the plot of Bond going behind UM's back to trace Scarier.
Yeah. I like that they gave them more to do, and I hope that continues in the next film, that all 3 of them get more to do, QM and Moneypenny, because they're all fantastic.
Also, I don't want Judi Dench to return, because not only that will stretch it out, and
back from Spectre
was a nice end. Yeah, but the thing is, it might just take away from Ralph Fiennes being M.
Not to mention her death in Skyfall.
I mean, it worked in Spectre though. The cameo worked in Spectre because it was a plot point and it led to somewhere.
Yeah.
Maybe she knew about Blofeld.
Well, she obviously did, because she knew about Sciarra, or she knew of the trail. She knew of that. She had an idea of it. I don't think she completely knew, but
yeah, but
she must have had an
she knew enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, she knew enough. Yeah.
She knew enough, and she sent Bond on this mission to track Sciarra and go to his funeral.
Yeah.
Obviously, possibly leading to Spectre.
Yeah.
I would have liked to see a bit more Quantum mentioned in Spectre. See,
Well-
it was part of
Well,
Funny
it was. It
Well,
was
Quantum
referenced.
is Spectre.
Yeah.
Spectre. It was. But I would have liked to see a bit more.
Quantum is Spectre. Plot
Quantum is
twist.
Spectre.
Yeah.
Because green is part
Yeah.
of Spectre.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
Green
would
is
like
part
to say if-
Spectre. Yeah.
I would have liked if they said, "Oh, Quantum is part of Spectre, so all of their members are Spectre agents." Something along
Yeah.
that lines.
Yeah.
I also did not like. I did not like the fact that Silver was Spectre, because I thought he was good as an independent villain, a bit like the Goldfinger of the Daniel Craig era.
Fair enough.
Because in the books, Goldfinger was a Smirch agent, like most of the '50s ones in the books. But in the films, he was independent, not a part of Spectre,
Yeah.
who were the big
Can I
values of
show
the
you guys a
'60s
video?
film.
I think you'll like it. If you're a fan
Okay.
of Brosnan.
Okay, we've got the infinite stream.
Okay. Can you see the YouTube screen?
Yes, we can.
This is Bond
Yeah.
related, by the way.
Okay. Who shot first? Who shot first?
Zukovsky.
as soon as I saw that, I was like, "Who shot first?"
Why?
Because also, fun fact, I actually met the guy that played Greedo.
Oh yeah, you were talking about that.
Yeah. And literally, I didn't know what to say, but then he said, "Who shot first?"
Thank you.
And then he was like, "It says hand shot first on the t-shirt, so I'll just believe it. T-shirts never
Yeah.
lie."
Check this out.
Gee, Bond betting money penny? No, Bond. I don't know. It's just it's
Listen
yeah,
to
but
Wait for it. Wait for it.
You don't like me, Bond? I think you're a sexy dinosaur.
I think you're a sexy dinosaur.
just Goldeneye, the song just works in that up.
Delicate person.
I don't want you running off to find GoldenEye.
This one's funny as well. The Living Daylights.
I saw some funny ones for View to a Kill. Oh, by the way, I love the I think The Living Daylights is my favourite Bond soundtrack, and my second favourite soundtrack after the Doctor Who TV movie.
Plane explodes.
I
I really don't like the credits theme for Living Daylights. It really should have been.
Oh, the song.
Wait, what happened?
He ran away. He got scared.
He just got.
I'll be with you shortly.
He's just still there.
Oh, I think. Oh, what is it? The next one, or another one after that. There's one halfway through that is really funny. This is quite a long one. Actually. Dalton does kick ass in the action.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we've got the best track in Bond history.
Oh yes. And it's used quite in a few tracks, but they sound similar. And two very well-known tracks in the film are the ones that use
Exploded.
the Aha Living Daylights merged with the Bond theme, and another one is like Where Is Everybody Gone, which is heard brief. The song itself is heard a bit briefly. Oh, there's quite a lot there.
The Living Daylights.
Do you like the Aha song?
Oh yes.
You got the foot.
You know, when I was watching the film, I was kind of expecting that to happen, but I was like, Bond wouldn't die, right?
No.
This
He's
isn't a
done 50
pre-title sequence. Bond wouldn't die, right?
It's
Yeah.
the alternate endings.
Yeah. There's a. If you find the A View to a Kill one, there should be one where they talking about Bond is missing. Moneypenny is seen crying, and then there's the bit of the minister and Gogol laughing.
Bond,
Yeah.
Bond dies in
And it cuts to
explosion. Bond dies in explosion. Front page
This
news.
is the best one. This is the best one of this video. I'll get the View to a Kill one up after this.
I have a
Okay.
feeling I know what's going to happen in this one.
No, you won't. Trust me, you won't. This is this time I told you the truth.
Excuse me for a few moments.
Heister. Meet me at the Prata Cafe near the Ferris wheel at midnight.
But the sword is gay.
Just like
It was fate.
it's
This is so good.
better than Bill and Heather. Anyone who saw my review of The Doctor Falls knows what I think of that.
You're bloody late.
Oh, you're bloody late, Bond. Oh, no.
Be careful.
just they slow it down so you can see the ice axe.
Oh, this. Turn off the lights.
Don't think. Just let it happen. I'm laughing too much.
Let's do what John Sim wanted to do with Missy.
Don't think. Just let it happen.
You lied to me.
I'm gonna play that last bit again.
Yeah.
Don't think. Just let it happen.
Liar.
Just-
Just let it happen.
Georgie was there. He told me the truth.
Forget the ladies for once, Bob.
Get the ladies for one spot.
Bond confirmed as bisexual.
That might actually make sense, especially with the Skyfall stuff. Although that was more of an
He
interrogation
just
thing.
falls off. He just falls off the island and he just dies. Bond is a rubbish agent confirmed.
That was something similar to Due to a Kill. They were just laughing.
Yeah, Miriam DeBow was in a Big Finish audio, wasn't she?
Was she?
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Okay.
Like in a
She's
7th
mainly
Doctor
used
one
to-
with Ice Warriors.
I'm gonna end
Oh,
so I don't want to be accused of copyright. So I'll stop the broadcast now. Thanks, guys, for watching and listening.
Remember to
No
check
problem.
out the Universals where Nick and I do stuff.
oh yeah. On just announcement on Tuesday, we've got a history of 1 year celebration of Universals.
Woo!
Me and Matt are doing a live stream talking about it.
Yeah.
Happy
'cause-
anniversary.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we've been
thanks.
doing it for a year. I don't know
It'll be
how.
a year on Tuesday.
Yeah.
Just
Well, it was more than a year, but for this current run, it was a year, or will be on Tuesday.
Cool. So yeah,
So,
thank you
yeah.
everybody for watching. Stay tuned for the Universal tribute.